everyone, and welcome back to Agents of Damned. I am your sometimes benevolent, often malevolent Dungeon Master, Jordan Roman, and I am once again joined by...
Hey guys, I'm Katie, and I play Safe.
Hey guys, I'm Christina, and I play Wintera.
And I'm Drew, and I play the good Dr. Arlo Aegon.
So, we find ourselves here on our second episode. A lot happened in the first episode, and yet nothing happened in the first episode. But it has still been a little bit, so why don't we start off with a recap? As we started our adventure, we actually met our three heroes, Saith, Wintera, and Arlo, as they were on their way to Damned HQ, or the Department of Adventurers, maintaining normality and eradicating debacles. On their way there, they had a run-in with a giant dragon turtle that they later discovered was named Narif, and actually worked with the Damned organization. After passing his test, they went on his back where they found a giant gem that actually contained a pocket dimension, where the Damned HQ was located. Inside, they were first greeted by a young man, or young boy rather, named Odart, who guided them over to their new boss, Ryan Delmarev, an angry green dragonborn who made it very clear that she was no nonsense, but also explained to them how everything would be going and gave them their first job. The crew decided to christen themselves the Agents of the Damned, or, as it has been shortened, Agents. And before heading off on their first mission, they decided to meet and greet with the other members of the organization. After all that was said and done, they hooked themselves up with some new armor and items and made their way over to Neverwinter, where their mission was to find Milo of the Neverwinter Thieves Guild and find out why he had not been distributing the money like he was supposed to, risking a potential dragon invasion. And so we resume our tale. Our heroes find themselves on a teleportation circle as they had mere moments ago before they were enveloped in light. However, now they no longer were in the same room they were before. Rather, they appear to be in a large open castle area where several other teleportation circles, but less disorderly in how they're put about and with them lined up along the sides, far more organized than what they just come from. And you see an armored guard come up to you all and say, "Oh, I haven't seen this circle go off in a while. I assume you're with Damned."
Yes, we are the Agents of Damned.
Is that what you call yourselves?
Good to meet you, sir.
Yes, please forgive me. I haven't seen this one go off in quite some time. It's been a little... strange. He extends a hand and says, "The name's Barden. I'm actually the captain of the Neverwinter Guard."
It's nice to meet you.
Likewise. Barden himself is actually human. He's a darker-skinned gentleman and appears to be in maybe mid to late 30s, pretty decent build, but also has the look of a man who's had to deal with a lot of stress in his lifetime. Neverwinter's a pretty large city, as you guys would know, and so you can imagine that just keeping order in the day-to-day is pretty stressful. So he looks to you guys and says, "So what brings Damned to Neverwinter? Is something going to happen?"
We've been instructed to follow up with Milo.
The Thieves Guild?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, what have they been doing? Or not? They seem like they've been following all the rules. They've been doing their little redistribution as they're supposed to. Have they not paid their dues?
It appears you may have been misled, as it appears they have actually been hoarding.
I'm sorry. Hoarding? What do you mean? They haven't been...
Yes!
No, that can't be. I know they've been sending it out. They have to have. I talk with Milo all the time. He tells me how they've been redistributing to the poor families. I know they've been doing that.
Well, our job here is simply to make sure it's gotten done. If it has, we won't trouble you further.
Right. And he takes a look at you, Saith, since you've been the one doing most of the talking, and he takes note of the fact that you've just been looking pretty gleefully, and says, "If this is such a serious issue, why are you smiling so much?
Please don't ask. It's a medical condition.
Alright.
As the doctor of the group, I can vouch for that. It's very insensitive to ask her about it.
Oh, forgive me. It's... Usually when people from your organization come here, it rarely spells good news. And it's just... It's weird to imagine that Milo, of all people, wouldn't be following the rules. He's normally pretty good about that. I guess if...
Well, friend, as long as he's following the rules, and as my compatriot here has said, we won't be here too long. But you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. We do have to make sure that we are checking up on our friend here.
Right.
And making sure that things have been getting done the regulation way.
Our job is to prevent the bad before it happens. Now please, take us to Milo before the bad happens to you.
When Tara raises an eyebrow at what Saith just said, and she's just been standing there with her arms crossed, just kind of watching everything at this point, and she's like, I think what my friend meant to say is, we would like to make sure that we get there in a timely fashion, please, if you could help us figure out where we need to go.
Yes, listen to the bear.
Barden nods to you, Wintera. And then he looks to Saith and says, No. I fully understand. And I need to make sure you understand something. I know what you guys do is important. I understand that you guys have a very essential job as far as maintaining order and preventing things from getting out of hand. But you're not above the law. And around here, my job is to enforce the law. So next time you decide to get a smart mouth with me, I suggest you think twice. Got it?
That's the second time you've commented on my medical condition.
This has nothing to do with your smile, as opposed to you thinking you can talk to me like I'm some second-rate nobody.
I don't know what you're talking about. Please lead us to Milo.
Just do me a favor. Keep your mouth shut. And he kind of angrily starts walking off, and you guys assume towards the Thieves Guild. So, I assume you follow?
Yes.
Saith makes a couple of signs with her hands.
Okay.
I mean, nobody will know what it says, maybe? Arlo might catch it.
Actually, I want to roll to know what the fuck she said.
Okay, roll intelligence.
That there is a 14.
What did you say?
Go fuck yourself.
That should be a very low DC, because I feel like that sign language is just him getting the middle finger.
See, but if she just did the middle finger, he would see it and probably would know what it meant.
Are you guys following him or not?
We follow along.
He guides you down the streets of Neverwinter, and as the name implies, it's a very beautiful place. Very warm, no clouds to be seen, sun shining brightly. It's a very lively place. People are walking around and going about their business if they didn't have a care in the world. Almost as if they weren't aware there was an impending dragon attack potentially on the horizon. You eventually come across a series of buildings that each have banners hanging down over the doorways. Very large buildings, and the banners all read different things. Mage, fighters. You can tell that these are all the guild halls. And eventually you come across one that says, Thieves. And so Barden takes you inside, and as he does, he calls out, I need to see Milo. And all the residents look over to him, and they just kind of point towards the table in the back. He leads you guys over to that table, and sure enough, there is a halfling. He appears to be, not too old, maybe about the same age as Barden, so like mid-late 30s. He's currently taking in some food and drink. It looks like he's just trying to relax. But now he's got the captain of the Neverwinter Guard and 3 people he's never met before just kind of strolling up on him. Can I help you guys? What's up, Barden? Who are these guys?
Can I ask an out-of-character question?
Ask away.
Do we have badges?
Yeah, why not?
Alright, cool as shit. Arlo flashes his badge and says, we're here as emissaries of the organization known as Damned. We're just here to make sure that, you're following proper protocols with wealth redistribution. We have some reports that, not to sugarcoat things, that has not been happening as it should.
And Milo looks at you very confused. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Of course I've been sending it out to the poor people. What we still have in our storeroom that doesn't get sent out to other locations is still up there, and I assure you it's kept well underneath the standard quota. I've got my second-in-command taking care of that stuff, and I trust her with my life. If you guys don't believe me, I can show you.
We would like to see, please.
Yes, that would be a glorious idea.
Alright. And he puts down his fork and knife and starts heading over the stairs. Before he heads up, he turns around the room and says, if any of you guys eat my food or drink my drink, I swear to God there is no place I will not find you. And he immediately turns back up the stairs and just kind of hauls ass as though he knows the warning will fall on deaf ears. So Milo leads you up the stairs to the second level of Thieves Guild and closer towards the back to a large safe area, and he starts fiddling with some keys. Look, I really don't know where this information of yours came from, but we send out we're supposed to have another shipment go out. My second-in-command, Elma, she should be taking care of that now. I personally handle the wealth distribution. I know the poor people are getting to it. I can guarantee you guys on that one. And I want all you guys to roll me insight checks on that one.
That's a 19 on the die, so it's a 23.
Okay.
8.
15 and 1 is 16.
Okay, so Sathan Wintera, you can tell that he does mean what he's saying in earnest. So he's just as confused as Barden was about why you guys were saying that Milo hadn't been keeping up with his responsibilities. So you can reasonably assume that if something is going on, it's not because of him. Someone else would be the problem here.
Interesting.
Saith gives Wintera, a little nod, and as you know, not subtle as she is, it's kind of obvious what she means, you know? She doesn't think he's lying.
So after a couple seconds, he does manage to find the key, and he unlocks it, and as the door opens, that room is packed. Gold and treasure everywhere. So many different coins, and Milo and Barden are speechless as they see this. I don't understand. Why is there so much stuff here? It's supposed to be getting ready to get shipped out!
Yeah, I do have to say, friend, I do not find this to be properly redistributed.
If I could show emotions, I would still be unsurprised.
Milo then quickly runs over to the railing, and calls out, "Where is Elma?" Roll me perception checks.
16.
18.
8 and 3, 11.
So, Saith, you are none the wiser to this one, but Arlo and Wintera, you guys actually notice a figure kind of show up from, almost from the shadows, just out of nowhere. And she says, "What?" And Milo jumps in. "Gah! Elma, why is all the money in here? You were supposed to be getting ready for it to ship out." And she just shrugs. "I was gonna get it done. When was it going out again?" And Milo just gets visibly angrier. "Tomorrow. You know we can't shirk on this. This is important. We got damned here over this."
Howdy.
And she just looks at you guys and again just sort of shrugs it off. "Don't worry. I got it done. It's not a big deal."
Arlo kind of leans over and says, "Well, I don't presume to tell you how to run your operation, friend, but might it be a bit unwise to, leave all these finances in the hands of your sullen teenage daughter, I guess is what we're going to call her? Sullen teenage daughter?"
Okay. First of all, we're not even the same species. Second of all, I'm actually older than him.
I don't buy that.
Right. The problem here is that this could very well spark a dragon attack. So what I would like is to see the logs of previous shipments.
Yeah, no, I'll take care of that one immediately. Alma, by the time I get back, you better be started on this, or we're gonna have a problem. Got it? Whatever. So Milo guides Saith over towards his office, and while he's doing that, did any of you guys want to do anything with Elma or Bargain, who are still standing there?
I feel like someone should question Elbow.
Yeah, so she's still just standing there, or did she actually go to start doing anything?
She is still just standing there with her arms crossed.
What kind of a read is Wintera getting off of this girl? Like, other than just kind of moody, like I'm guessing moody, and is it withdrawn, or just like whimsical, or like non-caring?
Roll me insight.
That's a 9.
Just seems like some snooty standoffish punk. That's really all you can get. She just doesn't seem to give a shit.
I have an idea. Is there a chair somewhere? Like in the...
If you're willing to go down the stairs, but not like in the storage room.
Can I like run downstairs and grab a chair like real quick?
I'm a little concerned.
I promise you it will be worth it.
You're gone for about 3 minutes because it is kind of far. But you do run, grab a chair, and come back.
Alright, so I go up to Alpaca and I set down the chair in front of me and then I turn it backwards and sit on it backwards and then I say like, well, listen here, youngin'. Let me rap at you for a second. Now, your cool friend Arlo here understands that, like, you don't want to, be here just, worrying about boring finance stuff. You'd rather be hanging out with your friends at the Wawa or, at the skate park. But if I can break it down for you, it's real piggity important that you make sure that all this wealth is redistributed so that no super lame dragon attacks up in this piece happen. You hear?
Oh my God. Oh no. Oh, I'm having so many bad flashbacks. Every single millennial listening to this is going to hardcore cringe at what just happened.
Are you done?
Sorry.
Not you.
Laughing is only making me laugh more.
I'm trying to stop. I'll stop. Okay.
Thank you. So, Elmux looks at you, completely deadpanned, and not reacting to a word you just said, and is like, so, I get what you're trying to do. As I said, I'm older than I look. I am 378. Talk to me like that again, and you'll be lucky not to find yourself with an arrow so far up your ass that you may end up throwing it back up.
I will say that is rather rude, and I'm going to need to talk to your parents.
She walks away.
Tara is honestly caught up in that threat. She's like, that's an interesting phrase. I've never thought of that before. I'm going to use that later.
Does Tara even have a bow?
No!
She's gonna grab an arrow and shove it up someone's ass?
Don't judge her. She's got to be resourceful.
You know who does have arrows?
Obama.
Yes, your favorite neighborhood tiefling.
Speaking of which, we'll actually go ahead and cut back to you. So, Milo brings you into his office, and he pulls out his reports. Here you go. They're all documented as of We were gonna take care of the one for this month after, we got all this stuff sorted out. Apparently now it's going to be a little bit behind. And he gives them to you, and they're actually very well documented. Very much in order, just like what you had read in the archives before you guys left. It did say how the Neverwinter Thieves Guild stood as a forefront on how Thieves Guild around the world were expected to operate, with the new legal system in place. And sure enough, he's been keeping up with that. Milo very clearly takes this seriously, so...
Can I come over the documentation to look for any discrepancies?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me investigation.
14 and 4 is 18.
That is a much different number than you made it sound like.
Oh, because I was saying 4 like...
Oh, doing shorthand.
I accidentally said my modifier first.
Got it. Okay, so you look through it, and with what you can see, it seems to be like he's been saying. He hasn't done this month's, but they haven't finished doing everything yet. Otherwise, it's all in order. You're not seeing any weird sort of discrepancies with, other than, again, they just haven't done this month's.
Okay.
But you also, and I'll say that because of the nature of Damned and how they operate, you also know that you wouldn't likely be sent out for something if it had been a running issue already present. You're sent out to make sure these things don't happen, so you're sent out before these issues ever become one.
Fair enough.
So it's not like you're gonna find any sort of clue showing like, oh no, this has been happening, he's been doing this the entire time. You guys are usually sent out well before that would be a thing.
Okay. So she pours over the paperwork, she nods, she looks at him, and this is actually rather impressive. You ought to be proud of your skills. I'm seeing that this actually may be a simple us preventing what happens next thing.
I sure hope so. I mean, I've tried to live up to my predecessors. I was second in command before, and I took my job very seriously. Every time my boss told me what to do, I just carried out the best I could. He just made sure I understood how important it was, so I've been trying to do the same.
Tell you what, let me talk to my colleagues and we'll discuss what we can do next. My guess and hope is that we will be able to accompany you with delivering all of the money, just in case anything should show up that isn't supposed to be there.
I mean, I don't know if that'll be necessary, but I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, so that'll be nice. We're still gonna have to talk to Elma, figure out what the hell's going on. She's not normally like this. Normally, she's way more on top of... I mean, don't get me wrong, she's always been that level of moody, but she'll still do what I tell her to. I don't really get why she's shirking off this time. It's weird. I'll talk to her about it.
I thoroughly insist that you do, as behavioral changes usually mean that somebody is unhappy in some aspect of their being, of their job or their home life. So if she is just now misbehaving, but wasn't before, something could very well be wrong.
That's a good point. Well, I do appreciate you guys coming. I don't want to give off the wrong sign that, I don't. I understand what you guys do. Again, I can help figure out what this all is, so this whole thing gets settled out. Let's go figure out what's going on with, I guess, your friends and my colleague?
Lead the way!
And so he walks you back over, and by the time he gets back, you guys just see everyone standing there, with the exception of Arlo, who I assume is still sitting backwards in a chair. Elma is fully gone at this point. Like, she pieced out a little bit ago. She is not there. Where'd Elma go?
Well, she kind of, stormed off a little bit there. I'm not sure why. I mean, I used all of my best teen outreach tactics. I even set up the backwards chair.
She's over 300 years old. Why would you talk to her like a teenager?
Yeah, it could have something to do with that, Arlo.
Oh, gods.
I'm inclined to agree.
That may or may not have been a factor, I will admit that.
Alright, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't catch your name?
Faith!
Okay. Your friend Saith said she needed to talk to you guys about something. I'm gonna see if I can't find Elma and figure out what's going on with her. I'll catch you guys later. I guess we can... Look, if she's not willing to get this stuff set up, I'll see who I can scrounge together, and we'll get this stuff set up, and we'll be ready to leave by the morning. So, if you guys want to rendezvous with me back here in the morning, you guys can do whatever you need to. There's some good bars around here. I can recommend some places.
I'm down for a beer.
Alright, so he recommends some local places to you guys, and heads off to try and track down Elma. Barton also leaves at this point, very much without a word. He just gives a nod and salute, and leaves. As you guys head out towards, I assume, just out of Thieves Guild, all of you give me a raw luck check real quick.
Oh, that's a 17.
That's a 2.
9.
Okay, so, Wintera, you feel something poke at the back of your calf.
Oh, I look down.
There's a weird little jellyfish creature there.
Oh, did I step on it?
No, it's standing next to you. Like, it doesn't come up very high, like, it's maybe half a foot tall, but it also appears to be holding a piece of paper in its hand, and it kind of holds it up to you.
Okay, I kind of crouch down and I take the paper from it.
Once you take the paper, it turns around and, like, dives into the ground, and the ground sort of splashes like water, and it's just gone.
That was weird.
That was weird.
Do you look at the note?
Yeah, what does it say?
It is actually a flyer for a different tavern, not the one that Milo told you guys about. It's a place called Big Betty's Wandering Tavern, and it's not like any of you guys have ever heard of before. You know that they have interesting advertising, if nothing else.
Now, I will admit that the safe option seems to be to go with the recommended place to have ourselves a drink. However, I cannot deny the, how should we put this? The raw, cool-ass factor of receiving an invitation to a bar from a magic jellyfish. And, Big Betty's Wandering Tavern sounds like a good-ass time.
I'm inclined to believe it may be some sort of clue.
Wintera is kind of like not sure what to really think about taverns in general yet, but she is impressed by the jellyfish creature and wants to see if there will be more of them. So her vote currently is for Big Betty's.
So it does actually have directions, which is pretty amazing, again, considering that you've never actually heard of the place. And as you make your way over, you find this bizarre-looking hut. Like, it doesn't look like it belongs there, it's just kind of in the middle. It almost looks like it was supposed to be an alleyway there, but it's just this weird, super out-of-place building. And sure enough, on the top it says, Big Betty's Wandering Tavern. Do you guys still go in?
Tara doesn't think anything different of it because she, like I said, she doesn't really know what to expect of a tavern, so she continues approaching it like nothing's out of place.
Cool.
So Seitha's gonna grab them both with her tail, just like stop them for a minute.
Herculean tail.
Her Herculean tail, yes. Hold on.
Does her tail have, like, abs on it or something? like her tail has a six-pack, I'm sure.
I am tasking one of you to draw that.
Yes! Just an arm for a tail?
Her tail is Lou Ferrigno's arm.
There are a few things I want to talk about this case. Firstly, I want to go with them when they trek to drop off the money. Secondly, I definitely feel like there's more to that note and the reason why we're here. Both of you, please keep an eye out. Having been a bounty hunter for many years now, I'm rather accustomed to these things. Nothing ever comes without a reason. Just pay attention to your surroundings.
Arlo tips his hat and says, copy that, good buddy.
Okay, so as you guys go in, for all intents and purposes, it does look like a normal bar. And someone approaches you, and they have a bizarre appearance to them. They have bluish skin, and they almost appear to be covered in seaweed. They have really mangled up teeth, And I actually want you guys to go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Oh, no. That is a 4.
15. And it's not like a straight 15, it's a 13 plus a 2 modifier.
What did Ventara get?
7.
Alright. Well, you two just see this random blue person, but it's not like y'all are terribly normal. Safe. You've heard of what this thing is, and you're definitely concerned by seeing a sea hag just walk up to ya.
Oh, yeah.
And as she approaches you, she says, "Hello there! Welcome to Big Betty's Wandering Tavern. I'm Big Betty. Table for 3?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Right this way!" And she turns around and just walks over to a table and has you guys seated. And she hands you all these, like, wet menus. "Well, can I get you guys anything to drink?"
I'll have a whiskey. Neat.
"Cool! And the rest of you?"
A strong ale, please."
"And what about the hairy one?"
What do you recommend?
I'll just get you an alcohol too."
She thinks for a second, and she looks at she looks at everyone else, and she's like, is alcohol like a good thing? Is that just like, what's it like?
Friend, have you never had a drink before?
I mean, that depends. There's like juices and stuff we have in the forest, but and water, but I mean other...
Imagine eating berries that have sat and fermented for a while.
Oh, we do that a lot. Okay, that's fun. Yes, alcohol is fine. She just didn't know what the word for alcohol is.
You look up to tell her that, and she is already gone.
Oh, great.
Oh, good.
As you guys look at the menu, you see that there's a lot of different things. I'll break down fundamentally how this works, because there's a mechanic behind all of the stuff here. There's basically different kinds of... It's all broken down to flavors. So you have just plain old, regular, unflavored, spicy, sweet, savory, sour, bitter, or the house special. And that's basically what you guys see, not a lot as far as what a menu is concerned. After a couple of minutes, Big Betty comes back, and she slaps down 3 drinks. They look identical. And she says, "Here you go. Have you had time to look at the menu?"
A little more time, please.
"Okay." And she turns around and walks away.
She really wants to tell them about what this woman is, but so she desperately searches in her backpack and is like trying to find a pencil or a quill or something.
You have one.
Sweet. So she grabs a napkin and she...
Oh no, there's no napkins.
Oh, that's fair.
No, you have paper. Calm down.
So I grab a napkin and... Fuck you, there's no napkins.
So she grabs a piece of paper and she writes down basically what this woman is and, in the simplest terms that she can, what she may be capable of. And why she's concerned, despite the fact that they can't, like, visibly see that Saith is concerned, because she can't express any other emotion than happiness.
Yeah, I guess if anyone could have noticed, it's probably best that you did.
I know, right?
So Arlo, after reading the paper, kind of like softly folds it up and has a 1,000-yard stare of, oh dear, and hands it over to Wintera.
So, what does the paper say? Like, aside from that she's a sea hag, is there anything... What exactly is she capable of doing? Did you tell us?
Okay, so sea hags are typically known as one of the weaker variations of hags, but hags are also still known to be incredibly powerful fae creatures. They have abnormally large strength for their appearance, and they're also capable of casting a lot of very dangerous spells. But sea hags in general are known for being aquatic in nature, as well as having an ability known as Death Glare, which is particularly terrifying in that she can outright kill someone if she wanted to.
Oh, so don't make her mad. Cool.
Which is why I spent the whole early part of that going, no.
Great. So when Tara knows just to not make her angry, that sounds like a plan.
And as you put the note down, she appears once again. Have you had enough time to look over the menu?
Saith very quickly just grabs up the menu and points at something random on it.
Ooh, the house special. Good choice.
What do prices look like on this menu?
Looks like something I probably should have thought of beforehand.
That sounds like you, Mr. Accoutrement.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Wintera also says that she's going to do the house special.
Ooh, 2 house specials. Very nice. And you?
Well, I'm not one to rock the boat, so it'll be a house special for me as well.
House specials all around. Wonderful. I'll be back in a moment. And she once again heads off to God knows where. So while you guys are waiting for your food, you do notice a few things about this tavern aside from the bizarre person running it. First of all of the patrons here appear to be normal. None of them are weird fake creatures. They're just traveling people, townspeople, things like that. A lot of them are doing usual tavern stuff, playing card games, gambling on stuff. One thing that does catch your attention as a little bit strange, there is a grand piano in the corner that is playing music, but you don't see anyone there.
Perhaps it's automatic. Saith is going to sniff her beer.
Roll investigation.
Oh, wait, shit. Let me see if I have any cleric shit about poison.
23.
It's definitely unlike any drink you've seen before. You're pretty sure you see some things floating in there, but it does still ultimately smell like good alcohol. Just, upon visual inspection, is a bit questionable.
Fair enough.
But it doesn't look like drinking it would kill you, no more than regular alcohol would. Are you gonna drink it?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna take a small sip.
Anyone else?
Tara sees that Saith is okay drinking it, and so she follows.
Arlo sees both of them drink and waits to see what happens.
Okay, Wintera, Saith, roll me a con save, please.
That's a 19.
Jesus Christ, you're not gonna believe this.
What?
It's a nat 20!
Oh, shit. Guys, this is the best fucking drink you've ever had. Yeah, there's some weird stuff in it, but it tastes fucking amazing. And boy, does it go down good. So, Arlo, what are you doing?
So they both drink and generally seem to be fine. Oh, this is delicious.
So you have a drink?
Arlo sees this and says, better safe than sorry, and casts protection from poison on himself.
Okay.
And then throws his drink back.
I'll just say that you don't have to roll, but you also don't get the positive effect of it either, or potential positive effect. Sound fair?
I'll take that, yeah.
Okay, cool. Wintera and Saith, for saving that, for the rest of this adventure, until this job is done, you guys have advantage on all saving throws.
Oh, cool.
Hella!
After a little bit, Big Beggy comes back with 3 plates of what I can only describe as God knows what.
Oh, no.
And she just slams them down in front of you and says, "Enjoy!" and just vanishes again. Though as she does, I want you guys to roll me a quick perception check.
So that's a 23.
That's 12.
18!
So as Beggy walks away, she turns back around and says, "I hope you enjoy it. I made sure that one was special. If not, then you let Beggy know that that's her fault, not mine. I work hard in that kitchen." And you guys notice that this is still just Beggy, but she's wearing a different hat.
Oh.
And she meanders into the back.
Concerned.
Only now? So, you guys have your food in front of you, and don't ask me to describe it, because I can't. It's, again, similar to the drink. It's not something that will pass any sort of physical or optical inspection. You have no clue what the fuck.
Does it smell like anything Wintera has eaten before? Like a meat or a vegetable of some kind that she might recognize?
Smells, roll me investigation. I'll say with advantage, because you're a feral creature, for lack of better terms.
Okay, 12 and so 12.
It smells like fish.
Fish. Okay, that makes sense given all I know. Okay, some kind of fish. I will cautiously take a bite.
Aight.
Saith, you know Saith liked the beer, so she's just gonna...
Alright. Does Arlo?
Arlo still has advantage on poison saving throws, so he's just gonna, like, unhinge his big-ass dragon mouth and just pour that shit all in.
Alright, everyone roll me a con save. Andrew gets Actually, no, you all get advantage because the other two of you passed your first con save. So, yeah, roll a con save with advantage, all of you.
20, non-nat.
That's 17.
16!
Wow, y'all are doing fucking good this time. Okay, so as you guys partake in this meal, once again, it actually tastes really good. And you actually feel heartier for it. For the rest of this mission, you have resistance to physical damage.
Nice!
Sweet!
What?
Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing will do half.
Oh my god.
Yo, Betty's a real one.
And you said this is for the duration of the Milo mission?
Yeah, no, while you guys are handling this, 2 of you have advantage on saving throws, and all of you are resistant to physical damage.
Cool.
So as you guys enjoy your meals and all that stuff, and as you guys get to the tail end of it, once again, Big Beggy comes up towards you guys. Roll me another perception check.
Oh damn, this die's rolling really good. That's a 22.
14.
I got a 10.
It's actually good enough. Big Beggy comes up to you guys, says, "So, did you guys enjoy the meal?" And once again, same person, different hat. But it's entirely separate from the first 2.
Well, yes, third Betty, who is a different person from the first 2 Bettys. The meal was quite delicious.
It's a weird way of addressing me, but thank you for noticing. I'll be sure to let the chef and your waitress know. I just wanted to make sure you guys were enjoying yourselves here. I'm actually the head proprietress here. I'm Betty!
Well, hello, Betty. It's wonderful to meet you.
You came highly recommended to us.
Ah yes, I take great pride in my establishment. We serve only the finest of foods and drink.
I will say that meal is one of the best ones I've had in a good while, and he, tips his hat again.
Tara's rubbing her hands on her belly. She's taking both her hands and just rubbing them up and down all in her stomach. That was so good.
I don't often compliment people, but my compliments to the chef.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I'll be sure to let her know you said that. I hope to see you all again soon. Farewell. And she runs into the back room, and then a few moments later, Beggy comes out again, but with the second hat on. When it was Chef Beggy, it says, "Thank you."
Oh, she's kind of endearing.
That's what I try and make all my annoying characters endearing.
Can I roll, a general insight or perception to see if there's, someone around who looks like a regular?
I'll say you can roll perception and see if there's anyone who just feels nonplussed about the whole thing.
And with the pluses, that is a 9, so probably not.
Everyone just kind of seems to be doing their own thing. You don't see anyone who stands out as, yes, my favorite restaurant that I've been to since I was a boy. Nothing like that.
I was gonna try and ask someone some questions about this place.
I assume that's all you guys do here?
Yeah.
Alright, so as you guys head out, I want you to make one last perception check before you leave the doors.
That's a 7.
That is an 11.
I got a 16.
Okay, safe. As you take one last look in, just your natural bounty hunter instincts doing their usual thing, your eyes cross by the organ player. And just out of the corner of your eye, you barely see it. But you actually do see something playing. Or rather, 2 things. There are 2 dismembered hands that have been playing on the keyboard this entire time.
Spooky.
And with that, you leave Big Betty's.
Her eyes are a little wider than usual.
Alright, So, you guys make your way out of here. It is much later at night. You were in there for, I'm sure, what felt like hours of just wonderful, wonderful times all around. As you guys decide to head over to wherever that might be, inn that you guys could stay at, I need you guys to make what might be one last perception check for the session.
A 19.
15.
Hey, me too.
As you guys are looking around for an inn, or anything like that, you happen to see a hooded figure dip into a nearby alleyway across the street. It's a fairly wide road, so they probably didn't manage to see you. But you did manage to see them. And Saith and Wintera, you two specifically managed to get a small peek under the hood. And you recognize Elima dipping into the alleyway. And that is where we shall pause our tale for now.
Dun, dun, dun!
Ooh, I'm gonna kick that bitch's ass!
Hey guys, thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to listen to the end for a little blooper that didn't make it into the episode proper. We're adding those at the end of each episode as a little something to those who listen until the very end. But before that, we have some plugs and promotions. For anyone in the South Charlotte area, check out Just Cheesecakes by Tina Rose on Facebook. They're a local bakery that specializes in, you guessed it, cheesecakes. They do custom orders and delivery, so it's a quick and easy way to satisfy your sweet tooth. We are also partnered with Black Feather Graphics. They've helped us with the show before, designing our logo and official art used on our social media. They've recently started to specialize in apparel, so check them out at blackfeathergraphics.com. Finally, our own Drew McLean is the fitness genius behind Kinetic Concepts. When he's not reciting the holy scriptures of Bahamut, Drew is a personal trainer that customizes your workout to your own needs. He's helped me get in fighting shape and is also helping my brother to prepare for a marathon. To get yourself in shape, just find Kinetic Concepts on Instagram. If you want to support the show, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Agents of Damned, and on Twitter at Agents of D. We also have a Patreon at Agents of Damned, where we post episodes a week before their standard release, alongside our after show, Peek Behind the Screen, where we talk about what happened in the episode and what we think will happen next. Finally, check out our website at agentsofdamned.wordpress.com, where you can get access to full transcriptions of every episode, and learn a little bit about the show's creators. Until next time, bye!
Hello there. I'm Drew, with your favorite podcast, Agents of Damned. We had a lot of fun today, but now we need to talk about something serious. And that is nervous DM syndrome.
So you can reasonably assume he's probably... Fuck me.
Nervous DM syndrome affects 1 out of every 5 DMs in America.
So, with what you look through... Fuck.
Is your DM sputtering? Tripping over his own words? So nervous that he just can't seem to get out a full sentence.
Bargain nodded. Bleh. So Milo leads you up to the stairs. Bleh. Almost as if they weren't aware there was an impending dragon Bleh. Bleh.
Luckily, there is a cure. Try vodka. Vodka smooths out all those little kinks in your voice, and all those little kinks in your personality. Inhibitions? Get rid of them. Try a little bit of vodka. If you don't believe me, you can believe our DM. Isn't that right, Jordan?
And now, I'm as smooth as silk. Drew, what is this recording for again?
Don't worry about it. Vodka. Try some today. If you're over 21. Only if you're over 21. We're not responsible for underage drinking. Don't do it.